Hey, what is going on? What do I do? STS here once again. Simple review time at my grandma's house. You know how it is in the visits here. We are at the Dicky Beer. There's a guy named. We're for another simple review here. When did I just came to check out this film is we're at another WWE Studio film, and to me. Yeah, this lighting sucks like balls. But, oh well. We're at The Condemned 2 with Randy Orton. Now, I saw this. This was on the new release page. The new releases, and also the Anderson's library has changed. It's man, this is so crooked. I swear. There's my head. Their layout was so different and changed, but. This is one of the new releases, and I said you might as well check it out. The Condemned 2, and the original Condemned is with Steve Austin. It came out earlier on, I think 2005. I think it was, maybe. No, 2007. But this one has Randy Orton here. The thing is, though, I did kind of fall asleep on this movie in the middle of it. But the thing is, though, I mean, a typical WWE Studios movie, rated R. I still like the one I did earlier of Dean Ambrose with 12 Rounds 3, which I'm going to go backwards on the 12 Rounds trilogy in the future, because I've already did 3, which was Dean Ambrose. 12 Rounds 2 has Randy Orton on here once again, and in the first one, John Cena, like always. So I want to actually do those movie reviews in the future. But this has Randy Orton and Eric Roberts. It also has Wes Studi, which he's never in there for only a cup of coffee. He's the villain. You think he's the main villain. He's in the very beginning, but he gets killed down easy. So there's a spoiler for you. But basically, this plot, I did like the plot. I like the story, the thing to it, to the point where they're Randy Orton. His name's Will Tanner, and he's supposed to capture the leader of a bounty of a gang. He's a bounty hunter, and it goes haywire. And you find Wes Studi. He played in he played the guy at the mask and whatever. He was wearing a mask, like the Goonie. I forgot his name. It was in the Mystery Men though. You'll recognize if you see the film. But it goes haywire, and the next thing kills him, and they get arrested for it. I thought like bounty hunters. I mean, what's the point of a job that's illegal? I don't understand it, but he didn't kill it. He fell on it. He fell on this pitchfork or something, which he was doing this gambling death game with these two homeless people, one with these restless people gambling, so he was gambling on. Well, his second-hand man, who's, I forgot who he is. Well, let me see if there's his name on here. Because I just got done with the film here. Roel. So Roel was his second-hand man, which you can't see him, but that's him right there. It looks like a Mexican version of Kane Hodder, but smaller. But he gets away, and then basically they get in trouble, and then he goes from 12 months, and then he goes to the courthouse. He said I'm a free man. He took a plea bargain, but then all of a sudden, he wants to start a new life, towing a truck, and he sees his dad, who's Eric Roberts' character, which he portrayed it. He did a good job portraying Randy Orton's dad in this film here. He's an ex-bounty hunter himself. But then all of a sudden, you feel he gets a tow truck, and then they call him for jobs, and then Danny, her name is, she said, hey, we have a breakdown in interstate. So he ended up going to this place, and then he finds out it's Michaels. Now, when it first starts out, I don't remember all the names, so sorry. I think there's Michaels, Lang, Travis, or maybe it's just Lang. I don't remember it, but I remember some of the stuff that happened. I know that Travis is the sniper, and also because when it first starts out, when they're about to do the thing, it has everybody's. Like the start, well, their roles. Like basically, it's the people. Like there's the leader. Like Randy Orton's the leader, and some others are they're the sniper, or one's the explosion, another guy's an intel expert. Well, he just picks up Michaels, who was his former, because they all got arrested with shit. But 12 months later, hey, how's it going? You know, and then they go to a bar, and then there's a drone in the air, and he looks up, and like, oh wow, and I just had this perfect. There's this thought in my head, like, don't tell me his team, Rael got to him and say, you know, trying to get to him. But then again, what would be the point of being called the Condemned 2? And I'm like, but then realize the drone is a camera. And Michaels comes, I have to. It said he had a text message that said, do it or die, and he started killing him. And then Randy Orton's character Will Taylor's like, why are you killing me? Why are you killing me? You know, and he won't tell him, you know. But he ends up killing one of the guys, which was Michaels, I think it was. And then I think after that, and then you see later on, there's you see Lang. I think it was Lang. I don't know if I'm wrong. Oh well, because the review. This is kind of a half-assed review because I kind of fell asleep in the middle of it. You have Lang or somebody who picks him up again, saying, you know, I need to. I'm trying to remember. Like, he's giving me the location of where this place is at, supposedly, but then he ends up going after him, and he ends up dying, pointless and stupid. And then you see the drones, and then you see that Roel was taken over from Cyrus, who's West Studi's character from the beginning of the film, and took it over him, and they're betting money. There's all these little custom-made roulette tables with all their names on it, with die. They're betting money, who lives, who dies. So I thought that was pretty interesting. It's a very interesting idea here, but the film it kind of stags a little, and that's probably why I fell asleep a little bit. I was bored. And then Travis comes along, who's the sniper, who's along too, and he gets away. But then Harrigan, or I think it's Harrigan, one of the people who thinks, well, they're all after him, you know, for the money or whatnot. But he actually sticks with Tanner, and then I think it's either Cooper or I think it's Cooper. Cooper was the bomb. He started throwing. That's when I fell asleep. So that's where it came up. So I don't know, but I did see at the very end that Rael at the end says, "I'm into myself in this," but really goes to shit. But at the ending, as a typical WWE Studios film, I still prefer 12 Rounds 3 over this. But this still film doesn't get a shitty rating. I did like Randy Orton's performance here. I think it was alright. But the thing is, though, this is a one and done for me, though. It's not rewatchable value, though. But I'm not gonna hate on it. I'm not gonna rant on it. I enjoyed it. Even fall asleep, I enjoyed the story. You know, the whole thing. And then the Rael actually gives he tells the woman, like, where would you get this idea? And then he talks about. He quotes, like, you know, well, there was they did one years ago that they get 7 condemned men with Steve Austin, that one. It's like, oh yeah, I heard they shut that down. But I thought they would use West Studi more, but they just used him for a cup of coffee cameo kind of break or whatnot. But I don't know. And this thing is really, it's just crooked, so these are crooked reviews because my tripod's broken. But again, I recommend this film now if you're an avid WWE, if you're a WWE fan, or you'd be like that one guy. I'm not a wrestling fan. I'm a WWE fan. I mean, if you're a wrestling fan, because Randy Orton's in this thing, I still haven't seen 12 Rounds 2, so when I get to see that film with him in it, I'll compare like what movie did a better job for him. This right here, he did well. But yeah, I just said 12 Rounds 3 is a bit better. But then again, this is the Condemned 2. I think you guys maybe enjoy it. But then again, it's just a typical WWE Studios film. I know in the next future, I want to see No Evil. It's on Hulu, and then there's a new movie coming out with Dolph Ziggler and Kane. And I think it's a detective police story thing. But I don't know. We'll see about that. But that's Condemned 2. And I'm STS, and we'll see you for another review. Peace.